I believe that a business should not outsource their growth to a third party. What I mean by that is if you're a small to medium business, you should not be depending on someone else to grow your business. You are responsible for growing your business. And so if you've hired a marketing agency and you have not got the results that you have been happy with, then the reason is because you're trying to get someone else to do what you should do. And in this video, I'm going to show you why a lot of the times the marketing agency path fails. So should you use a marketing agency? I think there is no rule that you can apply to every single business situation, but I have seen a lot of businesses try to use a marketing agency and fail. They have not got the results that they were promised. They've not got the results that they thought they would get and they paid for. And so typically after about 3 months, which is the average time an agency will work with a client, even though they sell a 12-month contract, typically after 3 months, the relationship will fall apart and they will go their separate ways, and the client would have paid money but have been left very disappointed with the results. So I know, as I have a marketing agency, I know why. I know why this can happen. And what I've been doing over the last few years is been helping businesses, instead of coming in as a gun for hire and doing all the work for them, what I have done is I've worked with the businesses to learn the skills to execute their own marketing and sales strategy to get results. And when a business does that, they are able then to own the function of marketing and sales. And it doesn't matter where the marketing agency goes or who abandons you or who promises but can't deliver, you are in control. So let me show you 4 reasons why hiring a marketing agency just isn't realistic and doesn't get you the results that you are looking for. Now, again, I would say it's not in every case, but certainly I've seen this a lot. So the first thing is typically a marketing agency will sell you a solution that is not holistic. And so they are an agency who will look at a certain part of the business, but they actually won't look at all of the business. And so what you need is a strategy that encompasses all of the different functions of your business, and that would be unique to you. So you cannot apply a marketing strategy to every different industry. You can't apply, even within the industry, each business will have a different tweaked marketing strategy. And the reality is it's very hard for an agency to come up with a strategy that's unique to you when they are in a box. And so what you want is a full holistic strategy that works for your business. And there's a lot of times the strategy that is presented will always fail. Like it never had a chance to actually work because that agency is coming with a mindset, and that mindset is not what you actually need. The second reason a lot of times the agency path doesn't work is because you actually know better. You know better than the agency. You have lived and breathed your client problems. You have lived and breathed the industry for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. You know more about your industry than an agency ever will, and their job is to transfer that knowledge from you to them, and that is a challenge. And a lot of the times that knowledge transfer just can't happen at the speed it needs to happen and at the intricacy it needs to happen to get an offer that actually works. But if you were given the skills where you actually could find the perfect offer amongst everything that you know about your client, you would actually have a better shot at getting a result. Now, I know the agency has skills in areas to be able to put campaigns together, but a lot of those skills are outsourced by them anyway. And so they'll get people who don't need to think as much to do the grunt work, and they'll do the thinking with you. But what if you were taught to do the thinking? You could potentially come up with better offers that aren't spread through Chinese whispers, like this person speaks to this person, speaks to this person in the agency to come up with an offer. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because you actually know your business better than anyone else. The other reason agencies at times don't work is it's the hammer and nail effect. And an agency typically will specialize in one thing. They might be a Facebook ads agency, or an SEO company or a social media company or a Google Ads company, or they might combine two of the things, SEO and websites. But the reality is, when you run a marketing campaign, there's often many moving parts, and you've got to do a bit of email and you've got to do a bit of social media and a bit of Google Ads, but actually Google Ads don't work for your industry. So then you've got to do Facebook, and then LinkedIn ads don't work, but the LinkedIn outreach does. But all your agency knows is SEO. So they have a hammer called SEO, and everything they hit, they just see it as a nail. They're just hitting nails all the way along because all they know is SEO. But what you need is somebody who actually has a broad understanding of all of the strategies, can pick the right ones for you, and then help you execute the right ones that are best for your business and not do everything. And a lot of times when you have a smaller agency or an agency that's not holistic, what they do is they say, well, I'm good at Facebook ads, so we're just going to run a Facebook ads campaign, where really Google ads are just as good, maybe not as good, but they should be done. It's one of the challenges you have. And the last reason why at times marketing agencies don't work out is because they're not sales focused. And this is a big one. Marketing agencies at times, and many of them, like to talk about likes, shares, comments, clicks, traffic. But when you start talking about, well, how many sales did we make? They run from that. Well, that's not our responsibility. That's your responsibility. Now, SEO consultants like to talk about how much traffic we're getting, but they don't talk that much about leads sometimes. And they definitely don't want to talk about how many sales you made off that. They just want to focus on the traffic. And you might have a social media consultant. Now, I spoke to one the other day, and they told me the strategy, and I said, well, does your client get leads? Do they get sales? And they said, oh, no, the client doesn't care about that. The client just wants to be seen. They just want people to see them. And I looked at that and I said, well, the reality is that wears thin after a while. Businesses want to be seen, but they also want to grow. And if you are putting money into a strategy or a group of strategies that aren't seeing results that is growing your business, then you're going to struggle to continue to execute that strategy and continue to pay those fees. And these are the 4 reasons why a lot of times marketing agencies aren't the best fit for a business. And so if a marketing agency isn't the best fit, what is? I like to call it marketing coaching. And this is where you work with a marketing expert or a marketing coach who has a broad understanding of all the principles and has strategies that you can execute yourself. It's taught in like a video training. There's templates, there's worksheets. You can actually do it yourself. And then you come to the coaching where they hold you accountable to doing the work. And then when you get stuck, because you will get stuck, to actually tweak the campaigns until they work. But this process brings it in-house. It means that your team and you are building your own engine. You're building the right engine for your business, and then you're being held accountable to build it. And you know what happens when you do that? You build the engine yourself. You own the engine. You do not outsource it to a third party. And finally, no one can take the skill away from you. So once you have that skill, week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year, you keep building and optimizing and getting better. And that's when you build a lean, mean sales machine that just starts to escalate and creates a tsunami of sales coming in over a period of time. But when you want to just outsource that to a third party, what happens is when that relationship breaks down, they go and they leave with the IP, they leave with the machine, they leave with that component, and you have to start again afresh with a new agency. And so I think and I believe, after working with many businesses as an agency and as a marketing coach and as a consultant in many different variations, the best method that I've ever been able to use to get the best results is when we enter into a marketing coaching relationship where the business wants to take responsibility, but they want to know what is the right path we have to walk down, and they don't want to get distracted. And then they walk down that path for the next, 6 to 12 months, build their engine, and then they own it, and no one can take it away from them. So if that's you and you're thinking about doing this in your business, I want to encourage you to book a call with me, a marketing strategy session where we'll look at if this is possible for you, if it's good, or the pros and cons, and we can just have that chat, and if it's not good for you, I'll let you know because it's not perfect for everyone. So I want to encourage you, book the call, and I'll speak to you soon.